Arquette, Dewey from the Scream movies, as you know. Remember, there's only one rule to surviving a horror movie, and that's subscribing to Craven Something Scary.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, visitors, subscribers, patrons, and of course, my amazing Cravenites. Welcome to Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Well, guys, tonight I'm very excited to share that we are finally arriving at the watch party for Scream 1996. Of course, the film that started it all. It is the Wes Craven masterpiece that we all love, excuse me, and adore. And we're going to be watching that tonight together, and it's going to be a wonderful time. Now, we're not doing this alone, though. No, no, no. I've got a couple of guests that are joining me as well. And so I want to bring them on first and go ahead and introduce them. And I want to mention also, really quick before I do, that we will be accepting questions. All right. As we watch the movie, this is going to be a commentary watch party, meaning we will be talking as the movie's playing. All right. We're going to be talking over it intentionally to give commentary, our thoughts, our feedback, etc. And of course, we'll be watching for your feedback in the chat. But if you have a burning question for me or my guests tonight, then certainly put that in the chat. We'll try to get to as many as possible. However, you do have an option of a super chat, which will move you to the front of the line. Okay. I promise you that. And I'll make sure that your question is addressed on screen before the stream ends. I promise you that. So if you do have one you want to really send in, send that super chat in. We'll get it. We'll discuss it. And at the same time, you'll also be supporting the channel, helping to keep the lights on here so I can do more streams, spend more time with you guys like this. So it's a win-win for everyone if you think about it. And that's why, and I greatly appreciate it when you're able to do so. Okay. So having said that, let me bring on my first guest because we've done more watch parties together than Abbott and Costello did jokes together in their career, I believe. We've lost count. There's no way to know the number. It's astronomical, and it's a wonderful thing. And I'm happy to say that is the case. And I'm so happy that he could join us tonight. I don't know how many he'll be able to join for us, but I know he's going to be here as often as possible as we go through the Scream movies every Wednesday night starting now. You can start planning ahead. In fact, I've already got the streams set up for Scream 1. Well, not once now, but Scream 2 through 4. They're already on my channel. And I'll do 5 and 6 very soon. All right. But tonight he could make it for sure to kick this thing off. So please welcome my good friend from the Night Watch Zone. It is Night. What is up, man?
What's up, man? I'm glad to be here. Back in the saddle again. Seems like we do this quite a bit, like you said. The Abbott Costello reference was good.
I kind of went deep on that one, man. I
Did
said,
you did? There's people in the chat. They're like, "What is he talking about?"
you're probably right. They're like, who? Oh my gosh. But you know what? Google Abbott and Costello. You'll get it. The joke. It'll come around. You'll get it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
no, that's funny. You're right. Um, Thanks for being here, man. It's gonna be fun.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. We're just kicking back, and Coriander's here, and we're just you know how
Oh,
it goes.
hey, Coriander's there too. I didn't know that. Hey there.
Hi. Hello.
Hey. I love the hand. All I gotta say is
Right?
the hand comes in from the side, and great to have
You
you here,
know it's
Coriander.
me. Woo-hoo.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Got to grab the guns.
You
Okay.
know it.
Always. All right,
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
Next up is my special guest who is going to be with me on every single one of these for sure. And he is a just a great individual. I've had him on the channel several times, so he's no stranger to the channel. And he's just an awesome guy. I always love talking with him. He's a wealth of knowledge of Scream. And look, I say this without reservation. He's the foremost authority on screen used Scream memorabilia. I'd say that really
Wow.
kind of carefully because that can be a tongue twister.
Definitely.
Right.
So he is, I mean, the stuff he's got in my last live stream, he went through some of his collection, and it was mind blowing stuff that I didn't even know he had yet. And he showed. And not only that, he was a consultant, guys, on Scream 4 and Scream 5. In fact, if you look at Scream 5, he's in the credits. You'll see his name.
Nice.
So it's really, really cool. It's an honor to have him whenever he's available. And the fact that we're going to get to do, guys, a 6-movie run for 6 weeks is going to be a blast. So,
Wow.
yeah, 6 straight weeks, all 6 Scream films. Please welcome, guys. You know him from Ragon Productions. It is Nate Ragon. What's up, Nate?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's
Excited.
truly my pleasure,
Nice.
brother.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is a treat. This is a real treat to have
Hmm.
to be able to watch these movies together and that we cherish so much. And we'll get some incredible feedback from your perspective. And man, you look, you know lots of hidden things and where they're located at, man. And so I'm excited to see what rocks get turned over as we watch these movies, man.
Yeah.
Going to be
Yeah.
great. So, having said that, again, blanket hello to the chat. We've got over 30 people here already. Wanted to say a big hello to you guys. We appreciate you being here. And I hope you guys are ready because I have a watch party. I'm going to go ahead and post it here real quick one more time because a lot of folks have just joined. All right, here's the Amazon watch party. So if you want to join there, that's where I'll be watching it. And my moderators, I want to say hello to all my mods that are here. Thank you. Sarah is posting Nate's links, and I appreciate that. I want you guys to all go to Ragon Productions, his channel. It's a fantastic channel. He gives great Scream input and other things too. Unboxings, talks about games as well that are on the horizon. And Nate, I want us to talk about that Thanksgiving John Carver because I'm all about Thanksgiving and John Carver. So
Hmm.
loving that. And I see that you've got a game again coming out now.
Yep.
So that we've got to touch on that at least after the movie. All right, let's
Yeah.
just for a few minutes at least. So, but guys, go and subscribe to Ragon Productions. There is the link. Simply click that, hit subscribe, hit the bell notifications, and you will be hooked up when Nate gives his updates because they're very informative and they're always fun to watch. Also, please subscribe if you've not done so to the Night Watch Zone. My other guest here tonight, links in the description, and I know that Sarah or my other mods will be posting a link for Night and Coriander's channel. And go subscribe over there if you haven't done so. Great content, truly great friends, and you will not be disappointed. All right.
Thanks, man. We appreciate that.
Absolutely. Very welcome. Now, last thing before we start the movie, If you are not watching it on the watch party with me, that's totally fine. You can watch it on your own physical media or streaming services. Go ahead and cue it up now, please, to 000. Pause it. Make sure your subtitles are turned on. Okay, that's going to be important because, again, we are going to be talking. It's going to be it's like, think about watching a director's commentary, right, on the Blu-ray. It's going to be that
Mhm.
kind of feel. So turn on your subtitles. You won't have to worry about missing dialogue that's happening on screen. All right, gentlemen, and Coriander, anything else you want to add before we start?
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. All right.
she's she's like, let's do this thing.
Let's fire it up. All right, I have a question for you, just for you guys, real quick. Last question. I'll start with Night and Coriander. Do
Yeah.
you have any idea how many times you've seen this movie? What viewing
my
this will be?
Oh my goodness. I can say personally, it's been dozens and dozens of times. I mean, when it first came out, and I still remember, I used to watch it. It was on a steady rotation because it's a fun movie.
Yes,
It's a horror movie that's really well done. It's got good scares. It's a whodunit, so the mystery, great characters, and it's just a fun movie. And I mean that in the best way possible. You can watch it and you're just like, yeah, that was a great ride. And I think that's the thing that's always been big for me for this film and the franchise in general, of course. It's just a fun movie. So it's been dozens and dozens. And I know for you, it's probably been a whole bunch too, right?
Not as much as you, that's for sure. But yeah, definitely quite a few times.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Nate, I got to ask you, man. Any ballpark idea? I'm really curious on this one with you.
It would have to be easily over 100, I would say.
Yeah.
Easily.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Love it. And I actually am well over 100 as well. I don't know the number, but it's I know it's over 100 since 96. It just is. And it's a movie, literally, I could just, if I wanted to, I could push play and have it running all day, just all day on the loop, and I would be totally cool with it. Never gets old. It's just one of those movies, like Knight said, it's fun. It never gets old. So anyway, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, and guys in the chat, throw in, if you want to, tell us how many times you guys have seen it, or approximately if you want to as well. And we'll take a look at your chat as we're watching the movie. But guys, it is time, my friends. Let's get ready to do this now. And I'm going to count down from, let's see. You know what? I'm going to let Knight, my guest Knight, count us down. It's kind of a tradition here. Knight on watch parties. If you could count us down, though, not from 100. Not from 100.
Oh man.
Oh, over 100 times you've seen it. Never mind. I thought you meant that countdown. Sarah says maybe 50 times. Mela Mutant, at least 50 times. There you go. There you go. Russell is a first time watch tonight. Whoa! What this is a treat.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, Russell, get ready, my friend. We'll and as always, guys, no spoilers. We do this for all the movies. After a scene happens, you can talk. We can talk about it in the chat or on the, anywhere else, all you want to. But yeah, we will not do spoilers before a scene. All right, Nate, Knight, you guys ready?
Yes.
Ready.
All right. So, Knight, I'm gonna take it easy on you, buddy. How about from 5? Let's do 5 countdown.
We can do that. Okay. All right.
All right.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
I'm at 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that pretty close?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
How many people watch this and actually remember talking on phones with cords?
Yeah, right.
I do.
I can remember.
Me.
I still remember rotary phones.
Right?
I love that tree.
I was
I know,
just
and
about to say that.
notice the swing is moving.
Yes.
That's very important.
I know who has that swing, and same
What?
person. The same person has the grates off the stove from that.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Crazy collector. When they found out that the owners were moving, he wrote them a letter, like a handwritten letter, and mailed it to them, and was like, "Can I buy this and that?" And they were like, "Sure."
Wow.
That is cool.
Have you ever tried to make him an offer, man? Or him or her an offer?
He never would, so it's not.
What's the point, right?
Yeah. And supposedly the homeowners informed him that they have video that they shot themselves when they were filming there that no one's ever seen.
What?
So yeah,
Dude.
Wow.
Wow, man. That's amazing. Wow.
Mhm.
Could you imagine how fortunate soul you would have been to get that Cats could get, Wes Craven's company to come say, "Hey, we want to use your house."
Mhm.
Well, yeah, go ahead. Take it.
Yeah. Yep. I like just the way Roger did that, the way his rhythm of his speaking,
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I love how his voice changed. He can turn it on like a
Yeah.
switch, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Normal guy, like Scream 5.
Mhm.
Total normal guy,
Yep.
Hey, glad you're here, Jennifer. You're just in time.
Hey, Jennifer.
We're only 3 minutes and 26 seconds in. Mm.
Yeah. Drew was great in this scene.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. He
Blondie.
was. Mm-hmm.
and that house really is in the middle of nowhere.
Mm.
We've been there as close as we could get to it.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's behind a fence that is actually pretty far away from the house, but we were peeking over the fence when we were there for the party at Stu's.
Mhm.
We were trying to see that house because we tried to reach out to the homeowners, but when we did that event, nobody lived there.
Oh,
It was
wow.
up for sale, so we didn't know that till we got there that it was empty.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. And guys, make sure you also follow Nate on Instagram. We got a link there. You want to be completely plugged in and informed with all that's going on with Nate and all the scoop.
There's that blue screen on the TV that we all know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Mm. And I have to say right from the beginning, I cannot say enough about Marco Beltrami and Wes Craven's choice to use him. Just amazing score.
Yeah. It just adds everything.
It does.
And for context, I mean, everybody that saw this for the first time, nobody had any idea what they were in for.
It's true.
This movie, it was just insane. Like, this opening scene is, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
man.
arguably one of, if not the greatest opening scenes of a slasher ever.
Mm-hmm.
And
Totally
it's so
agree.
well known and iconic. I mean, people that don't even, I've always said that Scream was the horror movie that even people who don't like horror movies saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody watched it. They're like, oh, I don't like scary movies, but I did watch Scream and it was really good.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Hear that little nod to Halloween in the background, the piano.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dun, dun,
And
dun,
right and right when she's saying Michael Myers too. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Mm.
No way.
Mm. Man.
Oof.
Mm-mm-mm.
Every time though, that makes me long for that unrated cut, that NC-17
Dude.
cut to get a proper release.
Yes.
I've
Me
still
too.
got it on VHS. That mistake VHS that they released.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that is awesome.
It's so powerful when you see him falling out of his stomach.
Yes.
It's like, oh my gosh, you know.
Yep.
Darn MPAA, man.
I know. The MPAA really messed up a lot of movies.
Sure did.
I mean, and even till this day, they're so, in my opinion, they're so pointless now because it's just like half the stuff that's on TV is like 10 times worse than any of these movies ever showed.
That's right.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
She's got the Michael knife.
Yes, she does. And of course, I love, like, you know, when we talked to Chad Lee Waddell on the channel, and he was, of course, the ghost face in this sequence, and he told him Wes wanted him to move like a phantom in the house, and so he tried to move like how he thought a phantom would move.
Yeah.
In this sequence. So I thought that was interesting.
Some of the coolest shots in this opening too is Ghostface creeping around the house looking for her.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Like right there. Yeah. All those little shots. Yeah.
Especially the first time you see it, because you don't know what to expect. And I love this scene coming up too when she looks through the glass. It's just so iconic, man.
Yep. There it is.
Look at that.
Changing masks a couple times there. K&B. There's a Fun World.
That's right.
Going back and forth. And as I'm sure everyone knows, that was Wes Craven wearing the costume for that shot. For the very first time we see Ghostface.
Look at that with the slow mo too.
I
Yeah.
Great.
know.
And now he's got a K&B mask on.
Yep.
Still K&B.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's a Fun World mask.
Yep.
Love it. I love it. I'm like, if anyone ever questioned, like, well, how come there's different masks? Of course, most people don't even catch it, honestly. But
Right.
but with those that do, I'm like, after you've seen the movie, I'm like, well, it makes sense. That's all I'm going to say right now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't catch it the first time I watched it. Probably
No.
not even the second or third. It was probably like
Uh-uh.
my fifth or sixth viewing. I was like,
Yep.
some of those masks look a little different. They're like shorter and smaller. That's weird. And of course,
Yeah.
that was before we had the information we have now. So it
Right.
just seemed weird that there was like different masks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think too, you're so caught up in the moment. You're not even thinking about like that
Mhm.
doesn't register. You're so into what's happening.
The music, man.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, you're what, 20, 12 minutes into the movie, and I like this real quick. You can see the backboard that she's being drug on by her neck.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, the music, like you said, you're 12 minutes into the movie, and that music, that's like music that a movie would play when like a main character that's been in the movie for 2 hours already is getting
Right.
killed.
Mhm.
Right.
So
I mean,
it
it
feels super
illustrates
epic.
the importance of the
Mhm.
scene too.
Oh yeah, man.
Oof.
Wow, what a way to start. My gosh.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah.
Hey, Jigsaw, welcome.
Hey.
Our timestamp is 13 minutes and 12 seconds. If you guys want to catch up. Yeah, Brendan, I was about to say that. I love how Wes ensured that he had steam coming out of
Mhm.
the stomach, which was great. What a
Mm-hmm.
little attention to detail, man.
Yeah. Yes, I sleep in this.
I heard scream.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I think everybody that watched this movie was dreamed about having a door in a room like that you could just close.
Right?
I still would love to have that.
It's
Mhm.
kind of cool, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. It really is.
Right.
Oh, there's so much I want to say right now, but I'm going to save it for later.
Mhm.
Oh,
I just recently found one of those same stuffed animals on eBay.
no
Oh,
way.
wow. Really?
Exact same one, yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. I wonder if that poster's still out there somewhere. I bet it is.
It probably is.
Nate, if I look on one of your streams and you got that Indigo Girls poster behind you,
Hey, there's no shame in the Indigo Girls.
no shame, no shame.
I gotta find one of those, just the same one, and just have it behind me.
Dude, you need to do it. You so need to find it, bro. Seriously.
Right. Skeet was so good in this role, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just love the whole casting. The whole ensemble is so good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a great cast, man. It really is.
Man.
Man, we were so close to getting the chance to meet him at the con, but he had to pull out because of schedule conflict.
Uh,
Man.
Yeah,
he's such a nice guy.
that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
You know, David Arquette is such a nice guy. I mean, we did get to meet him.
Oh, that's cool right there, though. To get to meet him, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was so cool with the fans and even the kids and stuff. That was really cool to see.
Polar's too nervous to approach Skeet. She's afraid. Polar, you can do it.
Yeah, they'll have to hold her hand to get her to do it.
I know.
She'll melt.
Literally. You can do it, Polar. I believe in you.
That's right.
Killer Day, our timestamp is 16 minutes and 50 seconds.
Woodsboro High School. Look at the camera work too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wes loves shots like that. If you look through his like catalog of movies, like a lot of them have shots like that.
Mm-hmm.
Really loves those, like crane down and then tracking into a character.
Yep, no cutaway. Just keep
Yep.
straight going.
Yep. Look at that. You saw who that was.
Talking about Linda?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Oh man, she's definitely. If I ever got a chance to meet her at a con, I'd love that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So the high school was shot at the Sonoma County Community Center.
Oh wow.
That's where they shot the high school, which we got to see that when we did the Scream Comes Home event. And they were really cool. They said people stop by there all the time to get pictures, and it looks it's exactly the same.
Oh,
like,
wow.
The walkers are still in there.
Wow.
Like not all of them, but it's like they put them in a certain spot when they were filming, and then they moved them. But
Mhm.
the walkers are there. The classroom, the chalkboards were still in there.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
so cool, man.
That is cool.
Oh, Henry. That was such a cool hire too to get Henry Winkler, man.
Mhm.
No, it's so funny. When I first saw this movie and I saw Henry Winkler, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's the Fonz. We're legit."
That's right. And then later on, what comes enforcing the Fonz is, later,
Mhm.
was so cool. It's the little touches that Wes did.
That's right.
Now, what do you guys think about this little face touch here? It's a little, look, even the sheriff's looking at him.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. I love how he gives her a look like, "What are you doing?"
Like,
Yeah.
what's going on, bro?
Yeah.
I was
Hey,
wondering
Marcus.
if that was like intentional, or did they find that moment in editing? Like,
Mhm.
oh, let's have him glance at him a little weird, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
throw a little shade, a little suspicion at the principal.
Yeah. Just little things like that making you think, about who the killer could be,
Mhm. It's all about adding suspects, right?
That's right. Everybody's a suspect.
Everybody. That's it. Yeah, buddy. There's my boy.
There
Yeah.
he is.
Mm.
That music.
Hey, remember that description of what to do when we get to Scream 5. That's all I'm saying.
Right?
Just saying, man. You
Uh,
guys know.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Having Matthew and Jamie, that was just gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just elevated just the character profiles for this movie.
Totally.
And I love that the friend group is so varied. You know,
Mhm.
like you look at Billy and he's strong and he kind of comes across as like a jock. And you look at Stu and he comes across as kind of preppy. And then you look at Randy and he's like total nerd.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then you've got Tatum that's like the cheerleader, and Sydney's like the smart, good girl.
Yeah.
They really figured out like we're gonna get every cliched character from a slasher movie and put them all in this friend group.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at that camera angle. That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Sydney's theme. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
I know, man.
We got like, what was it? 10 seconds of it in 5. And
If
that,
that.
if that. And I got chill bumps when it happened,
Yep.
though.
Mhm.
Little did they know when they were scoring this how important that
I
that
know.
music would be. You know that there would be
Yeah.
that many more movies, and
That's
Right.
right. Dude, that location.
Look at that.
yeah,
God.
and that's. I mean, when you're at Stu's house, like where they filmed that, that's what's around it. It's literally in the middle of nowhere.
Mm.
Like if
Wow.
you had a heart attack at Stu's house in real life, you'd be screwed.
Mhm.
An ambulance would never get there in time. If someone was trying to
Dang.
kill you and you called the cops, never would get there in time.
Yep.
Wow. Now, I love this sound here,
Mm-hmm.
right
Yeah.
there. And guys, we'll talk about that sound a little bit later. Why I think it's interesting. And yeah, I'll leave it at that for now.
Mhm.
And here comes one of my favorite people on the planet who has become a wonderful friend, Lynn McCree. She is such an amazing person.
She is. Courtney.
Hey, Destin. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, there she is.
Yep.
I'd like to get that photo and just frame it and have it in my house, and just people would be like, "Who's that?" Just be like,
Well, you know, Lynn McCree has that photo.
"Oh wow,
She actually showed it to me. It's in the same frame that it's in right here. It's identical. Someone on the crew said, or casting, I can't remember who it was, but she said who it was. There, that picture right there.
oh
She said,
wow."
so would you like to have this? She said,
Mm.
absolutely. And so she actually took it out on camera and showed it. She
Wow.
owns it, man. She's got it.
We need to get her to scan that.
Yeah, totally.
Mm.
Does she do
Oh.
conventions?
She just started this year.
She should be signing those. She should
Mhm.
Yes.
copies of that, and I would love to
Yes.
have one of those in a frame.
I
Me
agree,
too.
man.
Me too.
She'd do really well with that if she
Yep.
was signing those. Yep.
That's right. She's even left it in the same frame.
That's so
It's in the same
cool.
frame right there.
Mm.
Never took it out. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
I love the transition there because again, like so many other things in this movie, it's so relatable. I mean, we've all been in that situation where it's like broad daylight and it's like, oh yeah, my friends aren't coming over for a couple hours, just gonna hang out. And next thing you know, you turn the TV on and you pass out and you wake up and it's dark out and it's like,
Yeah.
how long have I been
100%.
asleep for? I mean, it just perfectly captures that feeling of like, oh crap, I've been asleep for I don't even know how long.
That's right. Yep.
Hello, Sydney.
I love this dialogue.
Yeah.
I just
Roger.
love it.
You know, and something else, like in hindsight, that makes the opening scene of Scream extremely like special is that that's watching Scream for the first time, watching that opening scene for the first time. That is the only time that you get to experience Roger on the phone with a victim where you don't really know this yet. You don't know that
Right.
this is the killer calling. Every scene with Roger calling in every movie after that opening scene, it's a whole different feeling because you know instantly, like, oh crap, the killer's calling them.
That's right. That's so true. It's kind of like only the first time
Yep.
only that first time experience is once. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing I always liked about how she was written as a character, she was never a scaredy, frightened, hide in the corner character. She was bold and a fighter, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, granted,
she
this
was
may not
brave.
have been absolutely right. I was gonna say this may not have been the smartest thing to do, but you know what? She's not gonna let her, fear control her.
Right.
That's right, Jennifer. Said love the bird sounds. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Bobby. What's up, man?
Hey.
That's messed up.
Oof. The camera, I like how it gets in close like that. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Okay, remember I talked about that music earlier?
Mm-hmm.
And look at there.
Great shot. Great shot.
I think that was total foreshadowing, and I love it.
Yep.
Yep. Oh.
That's my favorite shot of Ghostface right there.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Perfect. I
Hands
love
over
that
the
mask.
head.
Yeah, that's my favorite mask from this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Now she's got to run up the stairs.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at that.
Ooh.
So close.
Wow. One for that door, man. She'd have been in
I gotta
big
get
trouble.
I gotta get that set up. I'm telling you.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
I like how he's blurred out there. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Wes was always thinking like 3 steps ahead, man.
Absolutely, man. Go on.
Mm.
Bro.
Look at that.
Mm. And look at the lighting. You know, the lighting is incredible here on these shots.
I also like how the
Way
first
they light the faces.
2 times that we see Billy in the movie, he's wearing like baby blue and like gray, and now in this scene he's got like a nice dark jacket, dark pants, dark boots.
Yeah.
Great point. Great
That's
point.
a good observation, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
David.
Hey, Hey, Denisha with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Denisha. Says, hey, everyone,
Hey.
I'm here. All right. Thanks for being here, Denisha. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate your super chat. All right. Much appreciated.
Billy Loomis. Shout out to Halloween and Psycho.
Mm-hmm.
I love how the cops are just openly like roughing him up too.
Yeah.
You didn't even question it back then in '96, but now you watch it and you're like, oh man, they're slamming him on. Oh man, they'd be in such big trouble.
Right.
Yep.
Plus, he's a minor technically in the movie. His
Mhm.
That's
character's
true.
supposed to be a minor. He's getting cuffed and slammed against the hood of a
Mhm.
car.
Yep.
Yes, Doofus.
That
The way-
line, man. Does mom know? It's
Yeah.
so good.
They were so good together too. And of course, the way Rose plays Tatum, you know, I like how she talks, her rhythm, and how she enunciates it. She is a great character, man. Great character.
Oh yeah. That line is awesome. I love that.
Mm.
She is just all business in this movie, especially
Mhm.
all business. Let's get every question out in 10 seconds before they leave. And
Yep.
Man, what a whew.
They originally didn't think that she could be, you know, that quote
Mhm.
unquote bitch type of character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she told them that she could, and trying to, you know, get out of that whole friends image type of thing.
That's true, man. You're up. Will do, Bobby. Thanks for stopping by, man, and smashing that thumbs up button. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Catch you later, Bobby.
Take care, man. Man, what a look.
this line always, I saw this on film at the Alamo Draft House in Texas years ago.
Mm.
And that line just got like a laugh from all the young people in the audience when he's like, "What are you doing with a cellular telephone, son?" And I got it. Like, I didn't laugh with them, but I totally was like, "No, I get why that's so funny to you guys."
Yep.
Because, like, yeah, everybody has a phone now for real.
Mhm.
But back then, it was literally like, "Hey,
Oh,
kid,
dude.
what are you doing with a cell phone?" Like,
Yeah. That's back in the day when it was literally $1.25 a minute
yeah,
to call on a cell phone. It was ridiculous, man.
Mhm. Hey, look, as a shout out to friends, Polar says, I believed she could. Monica had a dark side if you didn't follow her cleaning rules. And it's true.
Man, I have tried to get Hank Loomis on my channel for a while. He
Mm.
said he would think about it. He's very private. He doesn't like to do interviews. CW, I think it's CW Morgan. I may be butchering his names. I think that's right though. But I'm still hoping he'll surprise me and agree to come on. It would be really neat to talk to him.
yeah.
Mhm. I missed this version of Gale, you know what I mean?
Oh gosh, dude, get me started, Night.
Yeah.
I know, buddy. I know. She's a
Especially 1
completely
through
different
3.
person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I was even gonna say, like in 5 and 6, you don't even recognize her.
You don't. You
You
don't.
don't.
Father Death.
Yep.
Father Death.
I always found it interesting that Ghostface was the name that stuck
Mm-hmm.
for the killer rather than Father Death.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's true. And if I'm not mistaken, You guys correct me if I'm wrong. There's only the only time the name Ghostface appears in this film is when Tatum's in the garage later.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
it.
Yep.
Yep.
And just her saying Mr. Ghostface, it stuck.
Isn't that crazy though? You just
Yeah,
never know what's gonna stick.
that's
Yep.
right. Yep.
And they only named. I don't think the father death part was in the script.
Hmm.
If I remember
Okay.
correctly. I think they just threw that in there as like a red herring for like, oh, father, it's Sydney's father might be the killer.
Oh, yeah.
Father death.
Hmm.
Right.
Never.
Mm. Oof, oof. Now, Nate, when are you going to have that picture hanging on the wall there, the headshot? That's the one you need to get, buddy. Right there, man.
I'll add that one to the list of must-haves.
Yes.
So fun trivia, if anybody, some of you might know, some of you might
Yeah.
not know. Tatum's house, that was the location that they scouted where they found the Ghostface mask. It was that house.
Okay.
The owner's husband or son
Mhm.
had it in a room and they found it and were like, oh man, this might be, because they didn't have a mask yet.
Yeah.
So it was actually that house.
Mhm.
And it was actually the room that is Tatum's room.
Okay. So
That
it's in
is
that
cool.
room. Yeah.
I did not know that. Again.
Soon enough. Promise. Sorry, I'll stop. I could quote every line of the script. I won't do that. I won't be that guy.
Hard, it's tough.
It is. I love how his voice changes right here when he picks the phone
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Oh man, David Arquette, he's the
I
best.
think that's as intimidating as he could possibly sound.
I know.
So Nate, oh, go ahead,
Oh,
Nate.
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. Well, go ahead, Nate.
Well,
I'm
no, I'm
serious.
just my usual Dewey rant. I'm just like, he's just such a fun character.
Oh yeah, I love him. Love him so much. Nate, I was going to ask you, do you have any idea how close Wes was to using the white robe? Because I know that was on the table
Yeah.
at some point of it being a all white costume.
Yeah. So he basically, he was pretty dead set on it. He wanted it to be white. And that was even before they found the mask, like what they wanted the mask to be.
Okay.
The reason he wanted it to be white was because he was afraid that if it was black and then you had the white mask, that with the lighting and the dark scenes, it would just look like a floating head. Like you might not be able to make out the killer's body, and it would just look like a head was floating around. So that was his concern and why he wanted it to be white. I know they did actually make a white costume as like a test. They never wanted to use it. Cynthia Bergstrom, the costume designer, told me many times, she's like, we fought him on it from the get-go because it would have been a nightmare. Like it would get dirty so fast and the blood, and we'd have to do all this matching and we'd have to have so many more of them. But she told me that what she could remember was that it was basically like a white, like rain slicker looking thing is what they ended up making.
Okay.
That they did like a camera test with, and basically Wes was like, no, you're right, it looks terrible.
Okay.
And the solution, since we're talking about the costume, as we all know now, they decided to go with black, but then they were still kind of like we're worried about the lighting. Like I really want to be able to see the killer. I don't want it to just be the mask that you see.
Mhm.
So they were trying to come up with ways to, make that happen. And Cynthia said that it was her and one of the producers. They were having lunch in Santa Rosa before filming. And when they left, they were walking down the street and they walked past this fabric store, and there was a dress in the window that was made out of what we now know as the Ghostface fabric. It was black with that silver
Yeah.
and it caught the sunlight and the sheen. And she was like, what about something like that? So
Mhm.
they went in and they bought every inch of that fabric, like the entire roll that they had. And that was why they went with the little shimmer on the robe, was because of
Nice.
Wes's concern about not being able to see the costume in the darker shots.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
See, guys, that's the kind of insight here you're gonna get. You're not gonna get this. You're not gonna get this insight anywhere else, man. This is a insight from Nate that is incredible, and it's new information for me. I didn't realize that's how that happened.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nate. That is
Yeah.
great insight, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She's human. No, she's not. Never mind.
Right.
For just a second, even Kenny believed for a second.
I know. Kenny got fooled. She was just so good, Courtney.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Mhm.
man, just awesome. The
Oh,
candy man.
Stu. Now that is messed up right there.
Mhm.
I mean, really, that's messed up, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's something the killer wore. You're actually running through school with it. Oh, but that's totally what a teenager would do. Totally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Jamie, welcome to the stream.
Hey, Jamie.
We are having a blast with Knight and Nate, watching Scream, learning new information. It's good stuff.
Mhm. Isn't that a cool thing, though? You can still learn new things. You can still get new insights.
So true. I mean, it's almost 30 years old, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's incredible.
So I'll tell you a fun fact about where they shot this in the community center. So this corner where they're standing, 100% looks the same. All those lockers in the hallway that you see, those aren't there anymore, but they're actually like that staircase that they're standing at the top of. They're
Mhm.
down there now, and you can, as soon as you walk in, you can see there's like, oh, there's the lockers from the movie. But the bathroom that she's about to run into was a set somewhere else.
Oh,
We didn't know that till we got there. And the first thing I said, I was like, I want to see the bathroom. And they were like, well, there's no bathroom on this floor. And I'm like, what do you mean? She runs into a bathroom. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, yep. So when she runs here, I'll show you.
Okay.
You can see through like that doorway. There's that big window back there.
Yeah.
There's actually nothing to the left, but there is a room on the right there that she runs into. I literally ran down the hallway and went right in, and it was set up for like tap dancing classes and ballerina classes now.
Oh,
They had windows and stuff, and I'm like, this isn't a bathroom. They're like, it was never a bathroom. So they said
Wow.
the only bathroom in here is downstairs. So we went down, and it was like this tiny little thing, and that's when we realized it was shot on a set.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
That is cool.
It's amazing how they can
Yeah.
edit that stuff together seamlessly like that, man.
Mhm.
Ooh, you tell them, Principal Henry.
That's right. Don't mess with the fawns.
Mm-mm.
So that scene we just saw where Principal Henry was cutting the mask with the scissors,
Mhm.
that was and Craven, you'll probably remember this when I interviewed the prop master, J.P. Jones, and he told
yeah.
a story about how that day on set, that was when they filmed that scene. That was actually when they got the mask from Fun World. So they had all those K&B masks, and they had that one Fun World mask that they found at the house. They had just got permission to use the Fun World mask, but they only had one, so they were hesitant to use it. And Fun World's like, yeah, we'll send you a box of 50. And they were waiting and waiting and waiting from the shop, and they were shooting that scene. And he said, we lined up all the K&B masks. There was like 10 of them. And I lined them up like worst to best and just had them like do take after take. He's like, I watched him cut like 7 of those masks, and I'm like, oh my God, we only have 2 left. Like, what are we going to do if that box doesn't get here? And he said the box finally showed up. And
dude. Well, I can tell you one thing. Lee Waddell, who played the original Ghostface, he wants one of those K&B masks so bad. He's like, even if it's cut with the scissors, he desperately wants one because he wore that.
Yeah,
That's
I know who has the one he wore in the opening scene, and it is cut. It is cut now. But yep.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Hey, real quick, Jamie is a member of the channel for 7 months. Are you kidding? 7 months already? Wow. Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Bags are packed and ready to go to Hogwarts. All right.
There you go.
That's great. Thank you, Jamie, for your monthly support. That's amazing. I really appreciate you. And real quick, let's get to Super Tenor had this $5 super chat. Says, sent you a funny pic on Instagram. Okay, I'll check it out after the movie. A fake headshot I made, an autograph for a coworker, looks just like that pic earlier. Oh, sweet, dude. Okay.
Nice.
I will look at it as soon as the stream ends, and I'll message you back, buddy. Thanks for sending it. And thanks for your super chat, man. Really appreciate you supporting the channel. It helps a lot.
Here comes those boots.
Here we go, man. Love it. And here comes the shine, the shimmer. There we go.
Yep. Only took 25 years to track down the brand of those boots.
Nate, that's right. That's right. So, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, Nate's got a video. He found that exact make and model of those boots. If you want to get a replica or try to find a pair, right, Nate? You absolutely nailed it down, dude. That was amazing. I love that video.
Yeah, here it is.
It's productive. Oh, here we go.
They were great together, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Appreciate you. That's very nice. Thanks for the encouragement. Gosh, Dewey.
He's such a good actor in this as a principal, especially. Like, you would never think it, like the Fonz as a principal, like he was the bad kid and the rebel in Happy Days, but he really pulls off like a 90s principal in this movie.
Yeah. Well, he's just always had such great charisma,
and
it just shines. Always has.
Yeah.
He knows what's going on, Steven.
Oh yeah. He's no society guy.
No, he's not.
Gail. Skeezow.
I got your cover, girl.
You covered. Dude, come to my party and bring the food. Here we go.
I think that shot on like my 5th or 6th viewing in '96, that was when I was like, that mask looks weird.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the shot that was like where I first noticed. I was like, there's something off about that mask. Why is it so
Mhm.
small?
Yeah, that shape is just a little different. Yeah.
That was a great double take. Look at with the hair.
Oh yeah, the hair and what's coming up in a minute. It's just it's so great.
Yeah.
All these like those wide shots that show so much of the room when he's walking around there. It just really feels like Nightmare on Elm Street to me for some reason. Because that
Mhm.
movie just had so many shots like that where you see like so much of the school, like the hallways and all the rooms around as the characters are like in the dream scenes, you know, walking.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
First time watching this, I was waiting for a hand to come up and
Right?
grab the mask off the table.
Yeah. Man. Mm,
Oh,
man.
I like this shot in the eye.
I've always loved that, man.
Yeah, look at that. Wow.
So cool.
Just the little things, you know.
Yep.
I always thought it would have been cool if he had stabbed him with his scissors in that scene.
Mm.
Mm.
Not
Good
that
point.
there's anything wrong with how it is, but I
Yeah.
just thought it'd be interesting if he stabbed him to death with those scissors because it would have just put another like maybe it's one of those kids that he just expelled, you know?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And those scissors, man, I think somebody told me that I talked to, either I heard it or maybe it was you, Nate, but somebody told me about Wes said go out, maybe it was to JP, and find the largest scissors you can possibly find for
Yep.
that for Principal Hembry. Yeah.
Wes Carpenter.
Love it. Yeah, and Brandon brings up a good point that we haven't talked about yet is the number 10 jersey
Yep. Johnny
that
Depp.
Tatum's wearing, which is very almost identical to Johnny Depp in Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Watch it, jerk, dude. Oh, I love Stu.
This
We
was a
all had
pretty good thing.
a friend like that.
Yep, we did.
Yep.
Yep.
Yet another thing in this film that younger, newer audiences and fans are probably like, "What? Where even are they? What is that place?"
Right? It's true.
Mhm.
Uh,
Really?
I miss those places, man.
Yeah,
I do too, man. They were great places to go to.
Mm-hmm.
spend hours in there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. For sure.
It was literally I never hear a lot of people refer to it that way, but I always said it was like a library for movie fans. Like that's the best way I can describe it to somebody that didn't get to experience it.
That's right.
Is like just imagine going into a library, but it's all movies. Like it's just nothing but movies, and you just browse, and there's different sections, and read the back of it, and you know.
That's right. Yeah,
It's true.
it was cool.
Man. The look on Matthew's face.
I love it.
I know. It just added to everything. Great music choices too, man.
Oh yeah.
This little montage now reminds me of the second time that we were out there for a Scream event, because it literally just happened to fall when COVID like really was like starting and hitting, and they were taking it seriously. That's what that town was like. It was insane. Like we're like go eat food, and there's signs on the doors that's like, oh, don't come in if you have a cough or whatever. We're like, what's going on? Like, is this really serious? It's crazy, but didn't think of it at the time. But looking back now, I'm like, man, it was just like that scene. Everyone's like locking up and trying to leave, and
that's wild.
All right, what's everybody's thoughts on this? What's everybody's thoughts on costumed Ghostface stalking in broad daylight inside of a grocery store? Let's hear your honest thoughts on this.
Unite, I'll let you go first, and then I'll weigh in, because I have an opinion on it.
Well, I'm conflicted, because there's a part of me that's like, well, that's kind of interesting. But then the other part of me is like, well, come on now. That's kind of ridiculous. You know what I mean? Being in broad daylight in a store,
Uh-huh. Yeah. And I agree. It's definitely like a coin with two sides. But for me, I've never had an issue with it. And I'm not going to spoil anything, because in a couple of weeks, we're going to watch Scream 3. But when you watch Scream 3 and then you look back, okay, that's all I'm going to say. To me, though, the two scenes, the grocery store and whenever they're on the porch earlier and the killer came out from the tree, I have a theory. You already know probably where I'm going with that. That I believe I look at it and say, I think I know who that is. And so to me, I actually like it because of that. But that's looking backwards on it, right? So that's where I'm at. I have never had a problem with it. Yeah, it's a little wonky, maybe, but to me, after you watch the trilogy, it really, there's theories to be made. Let's just put it that way. What do you think, Nate? What how do you weigh in on it, man?
I always found it, just a little odd, like Knight said. Um,
Yeah.
but I think what like really made me like accept it was the when I listened to the commentary on the DVD when it came out with Wes, and he kind of
Mhm.
cracked a joke about it too. Like he kind of was like, yeah, this is a little questionable, but whatever. It's what Wes was always one to say if I wanted to make reality, I would make documentaries.
That's
So
right.
Right. That's
That's
right.
right. Yes. I remember that. I'm like, and I say that now. If anyone gives any of these movies a hard time about like every single little detail, I'm like, dude, Wes didn't make a career out of documentaries, bro. As he's not what he wanted to do. He's making movies.
Yeah.
Imagination. Oops. Jennifer says, I just blew her mind. I love that take. Okay, Jennifer knows what I'm talking about too. Yeah,
yeah.
We'll definitely talk about it in a couple weeks. Yep. Jamie says it doesn't kill my suspension. I think it's a little energetic fun. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Quit asking me questions.
Right? they're just great together. They really are.
Yep. Hmm.
Mhm. That's right. Mm.
Oh man.
even all the extras in this scene, like they all like stand out in their own way. None of them
Mhm.
feel out of place. It's
Hmm.
just one of those things about this movie where you even find yourself looking at the extras in the background and the faces they're making and what they're doing.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. Hmm. Hey Oracle, we're at Stu's house and Tatum is just going into the garage.
Yes, she
Yeah.
is.
As Nancy Ann Ritter, who played the girl in the bathroom scream, as she said to me, she has her party hats on.
Yeah, she sure does.
That's what Nancy Ann Ritter calls it. It's her party hats.
Oh man. Well, it was
Oh,
96, so
it was 96, man.
we were still holding
That's right.
on.
That's true, buddy.
So much stuff in that garage is 100% the same till this day. That fridge,
Yeah.
it's not the same fridge in the garage anymore, but that fridge is still on the property.
Is it
Uh,
really?
Yep.
Wow.
That's
the,
crazy.
the
That's
door
awesome.
going into the house is the same, and it literally does what it does in the movie. Like if you have it set to lock and it swings on its own, it's one of those doors that like you open it and if you let it go, it just closes. If you set it to lock and it closes, you're locked in there, just like the movie.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's so cool, man. Nate, are you and Anthony thinking about doing another event in the anytime soon? You guys were kind of kicking the idea around last
Yeah,
year, like possibly doing something.
Yeah, I would love to. I know we've talked about it.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, the homeowner's kind of hot and cold with the bigger events now. Not that we had any issues when we did ours, but now that they're kind of doing their own like little small tours, I think they're a little more comfortable with that. Plus, when we did our events, they didn't live like full time in that house. They lived in another house that they owned. Houses, but
okay.
Downsized since then, and now they live full time at that house. So if you want to, when he rents it out for weddings now, they have to go and stay at one of their other houses.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I think we could talk him into it. He likes us. At least I think.
Yeah. Hey, movie chat and more part 2. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Off topic, but rest in peace, Carl Weathers. Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
He was an amazing actor himself. Wow.
Yep.
Thank you, movie chat. Appreciate that. Absolutely.
Come on, Rose.
Oh, man. Dang.
Oh, man.
Wow. I love how that door just squeaks open and they're gone.
Yep.
He's almost as good of a ninja as Michael.
That's true. Yeah. Oh.
What are you doing here? Leatherface.
Old Randy.
Yep. There's that shirt on Billy.
You talking about the plaid?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This room in the actual house, it's the master bedroom, and it's actually a lot bigger than it looks. Like that wall that you see behind Sydney's head, they put that there. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you've seen pictures of like in the actual house, like you walk up this tiny staircase, it's like 4 steps to get into the master bedroom, and where they're at, when you go up the steps, it's like off to the left, and it's what you're seeing there. But then off to the right is a whole other like room with like a couch and chairs and a big window. But they blocked that off completely so that they didn't want there to be two, because there's technically 2 ways to get out of that room in real life. So they had to block that behind her so that she didn't, there's no other way out of the room.
Wow.
And I actually got locked in the bathroom at that. Literally.
Oh no.
That's
Dang.
Anthony loves to tell that story. I'm like frantically trying to call him. There's no reception there. It was the morning after the whole party. We were supposed to be leaving shortly. And I'm like frantically trying to call him because I went in there and showered. And thank God I took my clothes in with me because I got dressed and everything. And I went to leave the bathroom and I'm like, I can't get out. Oh, that's weird. So I'm trying again. Then the whole doorknob pulled out in my hand.
Oh my gosh,
Get
dude.
the door open and I'm like trying to call them and I have no service and I'm like hollering. There's like people, I can see them leaving the house and I'm like stuck in the bathroom.
That's terrible.
That's like that scene in Christmas Vacation when Chevy Chase was stuck up in the attic.
Exactly.
That's right. That's right.
I could see Anthony just casually walking up the driveway and I'm like, dude, answer your phone.
Oh man. Hey guys, want to say a quick goodbye to Jamie. She's got to head out for a vacation in the morning.
Hey, see you later, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie. Have fun. Be safe. Have a great time.
There it is.
Yeah, man.
Got to pay the respects.
What gets me, and when I first saw this from the very first time, at least that I could recall, right, at the time, and still to this day, I could never remember watching a horror movie with another legendary horror movie's music setting the background for this movie. When we hear the music for Halloween later, it was like, this is wild. I've never seen this before.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. This is iconic.
It is.
I feel like it would be a lot harder to pull that off today with how crazy studios seem to be with licensing and, rights and all that stuff. It's
yeah,
like
100%.
One thing to talk about Halloween in a movie, but to actually have it playing and the music, like that just sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. I'll see you in the kitchen with a knife.
That's right. Hey, Oliver. Welcome. You're here just in time for the third act finale. Yep. We're at 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 17 seconds right now.
Third act main cast bloodbath. Oh, wrong screen.
Right. I was about to put that up for you, Nate. Looks like you just responded to it. GJ was asking if those Ghost Fest mask props from the movie behind you.
Yeah, these ones are way back there. These are just Fun World, regular ones.
Nice.
I just hung there.
Fantastic. So, Nate, we haven't talked about this, but I'll throw it out there really quick. Maybe each week as we watch the next Scream, if you have any Screen used memorabilia from that movie, maybe you could pull one or two pieces, or if you'd like. What do you think? I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And when the movie's over, you can show the pieces.
Yep.
Nice.
Down with that for sure.
That'd be so cool, man. Polar knows the rules tonight. There you go. That's right. Follow Nate on Instagram and YouTube and smash that thumbs up. And don't forget to also follow the Night Watch Zone if you're not yet subscribed.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Polar. I like that. Here we go with the music right here. Starts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yes. The crossover that we all needed.
Yes. And it feels good. Like it's like this is a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Wow. Poor Principal Embry.
Oh,
That's right. Thanks, Polar. Appreciate that. Yes.
thanks, Fuller. You're very sweet.
We got some visitors tonight, so I want to make sure everyone is visiting. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll do so. Nate will be joining me the next 5 weeks. We're going to cover every Scream film together. And hopefully, Knight will be with us too. He'll be with us as much as possible on Coriander. So we'd
Yep.
love for you to be a part of what we're doing and subscribe to everybody on the panel. I promise you will not be sorry. DJ just subscribed to Nate's YouTube. There we go.
Woohoo.
Well
Nice.
done.
Thank you, DJ.
Love it. Gail.
Yeah. She's a pro.
She is a pro, brother.
But it was so cool to see the arc of these two throughout the movies, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. True. Very true. Hey, Paula. Good deal. Glad you're still here, Paula. Awesome.
Hey.
Oh, dude. That's a little bit of a society moment now.
It is. It is. He retreated a little bit there.
He
And look,
retreated.
she smiled. My whole life.
Just a reminder to the chat, there are no spoilers, please. Or this is no spoilers in the chat. After the movie's over, we can talk about everything, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But spoiler comments will be removed. Just letting you know.
That was quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She was always smart too, man.
Oh, yeah.
And the looks, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Wipe.
Love that squeaky
Mhm.
sound.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, man. Mm.
And there's literally still a knife mark in that door in the house
Oh wow.
from where that.
That's so cool. They didn't like take the door down or anything.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Oh man. She might as well be on the moon.
I know. Yeah, did you guys see the dolls hanging from the ceiling?
Mhm.
Creepy.
Yes.
Mm. Ooh, man.
Oof.
Wow. Mm, mm, mm.
Uh,
Good night, Milla Mutant.
good night.
There's that
Mm.
twisted camera angle that we love.
Yes, look at that twisted, yeah, like
and
sideways.
and they had the carpenter sting happen as soon as Ghostface
Mhm.
showed up in the
That's
camera.
right.
That was great.
And holding that note out. It's so
Yeah.
great. Woo, man. And of course, the fact that Wes had him say Jamie just as gorgeous. Like
Mhm.
behind you, Jamie.
Yep.
Oh, I love Kenny, man. I thought he was a
Mhm.
great character
I love how he
Yeah.
has a different bag of snacks every time you see him. And
every
Yeah.
time, right?
there's a different bag he's eating out
It's like
Yeah.
Ruffles, Cheetos, Tostitos, like every. It's great.
30 seconds.
Oh man.
Oh,
Oh, I felt bad for him.
man, that's like an old Friday the 13th type of kill
Mhm.
there.
Yes.
Showing the neck.
Oh.
That was actually the stunt coordinator, Tony Caesar, who
Mm-hmm.
worked with Wes on for years and years and years and years and years on so many of his movies.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He's the one that killed Kenny in that scene because the something with the other stuntman was afraid that he wouldn't hit because it wasn't a sharp knife. It was dull, but you still don't want to like hurt the person. They just have that makeup applied.
Yeah.
The other guy was too nervous to do it, so Tony practiced and
Mm.
practiced and practiced. But what he told me is because he's so short, like he's super short in real life, he's like 5 foot tall. He said he's actually standing on an apple crate in that scene. He's like, if
Oh
you could have
wow.
zoomed out when I'm standing there staring at Kenny in the face, I'm actually standing on an apple crate.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
That's wild, man. I did not know that one. That's another new one
Yeah.
for me. Man, he's freaked out, man. I don't blame him.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
His breathing, everything. He is.
Oh, what a part to be showing.
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, sir. Oh man.
I would love to know the blood mixture they used in this. And this one in particular, the blood looks so good.
It does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even when it's like soaked in clothing, it just looks
Yeah.
like it should. It looks gross, you know.
Mm-hmm. Does, man. I love that shot.
Mm.
It's like, oh, what's going on? You know? Oh,
Oh,
no. Dang.
Courtney has a great scream as well, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Kenny.
Oh no.
Oh, dang. Oh, dude.
Mm. Wow, look at that.
Man.
Dang. Mm.
Mm-mm.
I miss real car crashes in movies.
Yes.
Right.
I mean the jerk of that when it hit the tree, you just know like that was the real deal. Like somebody drove that thing down that hill straight
Mhm.
into a tree.
Hmm.
Yep. Oh,
When I saw that, I was like, no.
I know, man. Me too. Love that. Just jerking it out, wiping it off.
Yeah.
Woo. This sequence right here always has been one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's really good.
So taunting.
Hmm. Yeah, roll that window up, man.
That's
Old
right.
school.
Old school. I love this. Just look at this. Just like teasing you. Then watch this. They just disappear. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, and the music.
Mm-hmm. Man.
Oh man, you'd have
Oh
never
boy.
thought that.
Mm-mm.
Oh, this is almost similar to in '78 with the car kill.
Annie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Annie. Yeah. And then they're gone again.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh man.
Mm.
Dang.
You lie.
Wow. Hey man. That's the right decision.
Yes, it is the right decision. Like she was passing the test right and left.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh man. Oh man. Man.
Ow.
I had to hurt. Yeah, I think this was like 3 straight weeks of night shooting, if I remember right. Yeah. 6 PM to 6 AM.
Mm.
Oh, dude. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm. Oh, who would have thought?
I know.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
This is when my brain and my mind officially was blown in the theater.
I know. I was like, what?
I could not believe I'd ever seen two people do
Yes.
this.
Isn't it also crazy to think like the first time you're watching it, you're so stunned that it's Billy that you're not even thinking like, well, there has to be a second person because we watched
Right.
it stab, so there has
Somebody
to be.
stabbed
You're not
him.
even thinking that at all. You're
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
oh, shoot, it was Billy. It was Billy the whole time. Oh,
Yeah.
man. You're not even thinking about the fact that there
Right.
has to have been another one.
So very true, bro.
Well, you're so
Yeah.
caught up in the fact that you got fooled about Billy,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's got to be Billy. Then he gets killed. And your brain
Yeah.
scrambled at that point.
Mhm. Yeah. What a great technique.
Mm-hmm. Few notes. It was fun. Okay, I'll stop.
It's-
I'll stop. That's it. Stu's my favorite character of the franchise. I love this guy. So
Mhm.
awesome.
This is also the only Scream movie that doesn't have a true unmasking scene, which I find
That's
interesting.
true. You're right.
Yeah.
The
That's right.
first movie, you don't see like the look, it was me.
Mhm.
Right.
Start till 2, and then they just kept it rolling after that.
Yeah. Which I'm glad they did. But
Mhm.
for the first one, this was such a shock. It didn't
Yep.
even need it. It was like
Yep.
it didn't even feel like it was missing anything, right? It was like
Yeah.
Right.
perfect. Hmm.
Hmm. Those are the rules.
That's right. Mm.
You know, the more that I watch that moment, because I know there's a lot of debate about the basement that appears in 5.
Oh yeah.
It really does make it seem like they were trying to imply in this film that it was more than just a closet that he went into.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The way he just backs in and kind of completely disappears and the door closes.
Right. Like
Mhm.
it's a deeper room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they intended it to be a basement.
Right.
They made this one, but I can see it, I guess, kind of working as a possibility.
Yeah, maybe so. That's one thing that's always bugged me about 5. I'm like, dude, just make it a garage. Just do it,
Yep.
but it's like, but I mean, I'm open to all considerations.
Mhm.
Oh, this is, man, seeing the whole turning on each other is just so messed up, and like it shows how like insane these two guys are.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I remember. Mm.
Mm. Now.
Mm. Oh.
Gotta have a sequel.
Ah, Man. Now, see, in the director's cut, you get to see earlier we heard him stab Stu. In the
Mhm.
director's cut, you see the stabs actually going in.
Mm.
Yep.
You had to cut those scenes out.
And you also see a shot where you hear that, like in this version, you hear the dripping of the blood after
Yes.
he's stabbed, but it like pans down and you can see this massive pile of blood
That's right.
dripping out of his arm.
Yep. You go, girl.
Mm.
Still does.
I like how she's shaking the gun.
I know. She's so nervous, dude.
Mhm. It makes sense.
Yeah. Ah.
Yeah.
That's right. Stew train. Oh, I've got the stew train out back. It's gassed up. It's fully stocked and ready. And we'll pick up Nate, pick up Knight. We're gonna be. Oh yeah, we're there, buddy.
That's right.
Train is coming.
That's right. Fresh loaves of bread.
Fresh bread. fresh beverages.
Yeah.
What a mess they really got themselves into that they
Yeah.
thought
For
makes
real.
you get, man, they really thought we're going to get away with this. There's, really, they really come across as dumb teenagers for sure.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
man.
In the sense of like,
Yeah.
we're going to get away with this. We have this all figured out. And it's like, when you really look at what's happening, even before, it starts to go wrong for them, it's just like, dude, how would you explain to the cops that you had corn syrup all over your shirt? Like,
Mhm.
That's a guy. Yes, right. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you're 17 years old. It's like this, and some people sometimes will complain, Nate, like, well, that Ghostface sure does stumble around a lot. I'm like, dude, it's a high school kid. I mean, you got to remember, this is not some seasoned 35-year-old killer.
Right. Right.
If they're too clean and perfect, it's not believable.
Yeah, that's true.
That's so. He's worried about his mom and dad. He is so. It's so just out there, man. I love it.
Reality was just setting in at that moment. Like,
Yeah.
oh gosh, like not only are we getting caught,
That's
but now
right.
my parents are definitely gonna find.
They're gonna come home to this house.
That's right.
Oh gosh. Movie chat with a $2 super chat. Thank you. Says Knight. We definitely have to do an Apollo Creed video. Are you? Okay.
Well, there you go.
There you go, man. Yeah.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. Appreciate it, movie chat. Thanks for the super chat and supporting the channel.
Yeah, man. Here we go.
Buddy.
There's
I
Alan.
mean, that last little bit of energy had to just run
Right.
full speed towards
Yeah.
her.
Pure adrenaline.
Yep.
Always.
What you said?
And of course, the amazing Alan Robinson here, stunt doubling
Yes.
Stu.
Heck yeah.
Matthew Lillard. That's Alan Robinson right there. And I have to say, Nate, I'm not sure if you've heard this yet or not. You may have. But Alan Robinson, who was Matthew Lillard's stunt double, said Wes never told him that Stu dies in this scene. He
Right.
said he never told him, I want you to die. I want you to, he said, Stu gets electrocuted here.
Mm-hmm.
But he said he never told me it's his death scene or he dies. So he's like, as far as I'm concerned,
Yep.
there's absolutely a possibility that he's still alive. This is from Alan Robinson.
And well, and that's a very important thing, right? Because
I think so.
Because if Stu was dead, Wes would have said that to Alan.
I think so too. And
in my opinion,
I agree. And Alan made a point to say that. He's like, he never ever said he was dead. He just or he was going to die.
Yeah. So that's straight from the set itself. It doesn't get any closer than that.
Nope. Not at all, my friend. I'm going to believe the guy that's actually laying on the floor being directed by Wes Craven. Okay.
Right. By Wes himself. Not just people watching a movie.
Exactly, dude. Yep. Safety that time. That's all. I do like that line. Well, Scott, he wouldn't say Billy was dead because of that shot right there.
Yeah, I would hope Billy is dead. If not, this is a different type of franchise.
Yeah, we all know he's dead. When you get tapped in the head, that's done deal. Wow, what a just phenomenal movie. And notice the clothes that Neil's wearing. Hey, Dewey. Right.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in a second, but the clothes are important.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Great camera shot with the music. Mm-hmm.
Closing out with some Moby, man. You can't go wrong with there.
Yeah, man. Moby is all right. It's totally 90s too, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, big time. 911. Wow. Oh, my heart's like, oh, don't stop. I want to keep going.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. You know, movies like this, you do have that feeling. You know, special movies like this, you're like, oh man, it's over.
I know. It's like, no. Oh. Got to give us our flash. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Rest in peace, the master, Wes Craven, man.
Yeah, rest in peace to Wes.
Wow.
Thank you for everything you've done.
Amen to that, bro. Seriously. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause the watch party here. So my choppiness hopefully will get a little bit better here in a second. Wow. Okay. So real quick, guys, and then Nate, I would love to hear more of your thoughts too, and Knight, of course. I just wanted to mention the clothes that Neil Prescott was wearing in that final scene. And if we remember back to the very first scene when Billy's in the bedroom and he says goodnight, remember, I'm going to the airport, gonna blah, 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 blah. And he's wearing the same clothes that he was wearing when he said goodnight to Sydney before he went to sleep, which means, think about this now. When I put this connection together one day, a long time ago, it blew my mind. Maybe I'm late to the game, but I started connecting dots. I said, you know what this means? This means that while Billy was with Sydney in her bedroom, distracting her, talking with her, Stu Macher is in the house kidnapping her father, and Billy's there as much as a distraction to keep her in the room. He's taking Neil and kidnapping him, because when the next time we see Neil, he's wearing the same clothes. We never went to sleep, never got up in the morning, and was intercepted. He was intercepted right then. And I thought that was like like brilliant for Wes to think about that, like the clothes and what does that tell us without saying verbally that it's there visually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, guys?
hmm
It's just brilliant stuff, man.
Agreed.
Yeah.
He was just very crafty like that, you know, and in so many of his films, there are moments like that where if you really think about certain things, the puzzle pieces are there, you know, the message is there without necessary. In other words, Wes trusted his audience. You know, he really
Yes.
he respected his audience. He didn't think that they weren't intelligent enough to figure out things, but also, you know, nice things that you could find on future watches, which makes so many of his movies so rewatchable, which
Oh
is a
yeah.
huge aspect of why he's so amazing, and his filmography.
Agreed. And this is a very layered, so many layers into this that you just pick up on. Like for example, and of course, Josh, you know what? Before I go on, Nate, let me give you a chance to talk because I can just go all night.
No, you're good. You're good.
I get excited. It's my passion. I can't help it. It's my favorite movie of all time. Um, before I talk about the Fonz, Nate, tell me what what are your overall thoughts now? We just finished the movie, and of course, we've seen it a million times. But anything stick out to you this 100th and some odd viewing that or you want to share?
Really, just the fact that it still holds up, you
Mm,
know, and it holds up well.
yeah.
And not only for having seen it 100 some plus times, but also for the fact that, it's going on 30 years old at this point,
Yeah.
and it still holds up perfectly.
hmm
It
So I
does.
think that really says a lot about the movie as a whole. And it's kind of one of those things where it's such a rarity for all the elements to combine and work
Hmm.
perfectly like that, like the writing, the directing, the acting, the characters, the
Hmm.
lighting, just everything just
Everything.
came together and worked perfectly. And that just doesn't happen that often, especially with horror movies.
hmm
um
Yeah.
so I think it's just
True.
a testament of how great, of a film that they made. And again, it's usually those ones that turn out to be so great. It's usually the ones where they have no idea. They didn't set out to make, they didn't
Mhm.
set out to make a bad movie, but they didn't
Yeah.
set out to make like some big Academy Award nominated, whatever. They just set out to make a really good, fun slasher movie and had no idea that it was going to be, what it is today. And to have it still hold up after almost 30 years, I think that's what I take away from it, from this viewing. Just
Yeah.
that it still holds up so well.
Hmm.
hmm
Yeah. I mean, that's not an easy feat to be 30 years old, and for none of us to be saying this feels so dated or looks dated by this or this makes it. It feels. It really does stand up. It's like it could
Mhm.
be made today or something. It feels. I mean, obviously the music. I mean, there's no smartphones. I mean, I'm seeing, but all that aside, with the movie itself, it does stand up, man. 30 years later, and that's not easy. My gosh. Um, and RBR asked a question. Said, "Did anyone else cry at the end?" It just got me this time. Took me back to the ending of 5 for Wes. Yeah, man. It's definitely emotional for me,
Mhm.
for
hmm
sure. I mean, that's one of those movies where I can tell you where I was when I saw it, which theater it was. I mean, I can recount everything driving home from the movie, thinking
Yep.
about how I couldn't believe how amazing this film was I had seen. I mean,
hmm
I remember that vividly, like vividly. And
Yeah.
that's very few, not many movies that have that kind of effect on me, at least.
hmm
Um, Movie chats with a $2 super chat. Thank you again. Henry Winkler's name is not in the credits. Interesting. Wow.
hmm
Wow. I did not know that. Hmm.
That is interesting.
Well, he certainly was in the movie. So anyone who watches it, he was on screen a lot. So,
Yeah, he was.
you
He had
know,
a good he had a good character. It wasn't just a waving cameo.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Interesting. Thank you, movie chat, for pointing that out. That's wild. All right. Let's see here. We had a let's see. I think Nate, there was a question that came in for you a while back. I've held on to it, and I think this is probably referring to your consulting work on 4 and 5. Paula had asked, I don't know how exactly you want to tackle this, but who is the easiest to work with or most difficult? I don't know. Maybe just I don't know. I
Well,
mean, I'll let you answer that however you want to, man. That's kind of a
I mean,
difficult.
honestly, there wasn't really anybody that was difficult at all.
Nice.
Not at all.
Hmm.
Um, everybody was super easy to work. Everybody that I had contact with and had to work with or talk to or whatever, or answer questions, whatever it may have been. Everybody was super easy, super nice, super helpful. So yeah, it was a really, really good
Yeah.
experience.
Awesome.
That's fantastic, man.
I
And
mean, there's a reason that they use
Mhm.
almost the same crew from 1, 2, 3. Then they took that long break between 3 and 4, and they still brought back almost the entire crew that was there
Yep.
from the first one.
Hmm.
I think that's why, because they're such a good crew.
So good. And my understanding is even a lot of those folks worked with Wes even before Scream
Hmm.
on many films like People Under the Stairs and New Nightmare, and he was very loyal.
Yep.
Like if you did your job well, you were there, he would keep using you. Oh, and it was like a family. And
Mm.
that's that's really, really awesome. And I think that you're right. That has to affect the production, because people know each other, and
Hmm.
what their expectations are level set, and
Yeah.
you know what you're going to get from this person and this person, and then they deliver for him, for Wes. And that's fantastic. And Nate, I was gonna, don't worry about it tonight. We can do it another time, if you'd like. Maybe even for Scream 4 we can do it. It's probably more appropriate. But you have a special item that, I mean, I remember when you showed it to me, it kind of moved me a little bit, frankly,
Hmm.
emotionally. It really did. And I guess maybe we can tease it that for Scream 4 in what, 3 weeks from now, whatever it is. Yeah, 3 weeks. If you wouldn't mind, if it's cool with you to show that on that at
Hmm.
the end of the movie,
Yeah.
Nate has something that is just it's priceless. It's a genuine treasure. Let me say it like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
For
And
sure. Yeah.
ooh, it's like, wow. I want to see it like right now, but I'm like, like, you know, you don't want to get everything out of the bag the first week, right? We gotta spread things around a little bit.
Right.
Um, but anyway, this was a real blast. Nate, I want to, ask you, and then Knight, I'll ask you, any final thoughts you'd like to share before we start to go ahead and wrap up before it gets too much later. Nate, anything that you'd like to share or about the movie or anything regarding it, or a tease for next week? It's any whatever. Floor is yours.
Well, first, again, thanks for having me. It was a
Absolutely.
blast. Like I said, people asked me to do something like this, something along these lines for years now, and I've just never got around to doing it. And as
Hmm.
you said earlier, I just kind of started noticing that you were doing these watch parties a lot,
Yep.
and I was watching a lot of them, and I was like, there it
Yeah,
is. Like there's the solution. let's
that's
just
it, man.
let's just do it with Craven. So yeah, thanks for putting this together, because it is
Yeah.
fun to finally do this and
Hmm.
uh, take part in it, and you know,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been so excited about it since we first talked about it a while back. When the idea came up, and I'm like, this is a no brainer because I haven't really done like a Scream 1 through 6
hmm
like this. I've never have. I've done certain ones here. I would do 4 or I would do 3. You know what I'm saying? But I have never done a 1 through 6 chronological.
Yeah.
So this is this is going to be really awesome as well. So I appreciate you being here, and I know that your insight is amazing. And I mean, you shared some stuff tonight that Knight and I know neither of us had heard. This new
Hmm.
information, and that was really cool. Like, why is there help me out in the costume, the not
Glitter.
glitter. Glitter, is it
Well,
glitter? The I'm talking about the
shimmer. Yeah.
shimmer. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Why is there a shimmer? Now I know why the shimmer. What caused the shimmer to be there? It was a
Hmm.
practical reason,
Hmm.
and never knew that. So just little things like that are amazing. And plus, Nate, you're just fun to hang out with. I told you that, dude. You know that.
Agreed. Absolutely
I mean,
agreed.
You
just
guys
hanging
are
out with you,
awesome to hang
man.
out with as well.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I do. Knight, real quick. I don't know if Coriander's still with us or not, but
She is. She's hanging in
oh,
there, bro. This
I'm
is
proud
like
of you, Coriander. That's
he,
awesome.
he said, "I'm proud of you, Coriander."
Ah,
I am. Um,
She's
so
the
I'm
best.
fading though.
I'm sure you are. I know. I looked at the clock. I said, "Uh oh." But hey, real quick, for Knight, for you and
Yeah.
Coriander, anything you would like to say about Scream One, as before we move to Scream Two next week?
Well, I think, and I can speak for both of us. This is just a fun movie. It's one of the
Thank you, Nathan.
greatest of all time.
Hmm.
Um, and there's just so many reasons why. You guys have said it perfectly. It's just fun to watch it, number one, but number two, to be able to watch it with friends and obviously this fantastic community. It elevates it so much more because we're all horror fans.
Hmm.
And again, this is just a special movie. It always will be. And this has been so much fun. And Stephen, as always, it's great to be on with you. And Nate, this was great to be able to actually be on with you as well and talk with you, and just awesome insight. And like Stephen said, it's been so much fun to have you here and hanging out with all of us.
Hmm.
And yeah, this is awesome, guys. I'm gonna sleep well tonight.
Me too. Me too. It's so satisfying. It's like,
Yeah.
man, I saw my favorite movie with some of my favorite people on the planet, Nate and Knight and Coriander, and a great filled room of chat. We had like almost 40 people
Hmm.
watching with us tonight, which is
Yeah.
fantastic
Mm-hmm.
on a work night. That's at school night. That's really amazing. And so this was a special night. And I truly hope, Knight and Coriander, you guys can, if you're able, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
no pressure or anything like that. But I hope you can join us for all of these movies, because this is going to be a unique ride to have Nate with us too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not, I'm not saying it won't happen again, but this is one of those moments where you want to seize the moment, right?
Yeah.
See-
Yeah.
Seize it while you have it. And
Yeah.
so I hope you guys can join us next week for
Absolutely.
Scream 2.
Absolutely. I mean, this has been just so much fun, and we're just having fun geeking out. And Nate is just giving us treat after treat
I
after treat.
know.
This is great. It's absolutely great. And like you said, Steven, you don't get this,
No,
anywhere.
no,
This is. I
no
think
way.
that this is really really cool. Just commentary from really really cool fans, and obviously Nate with all the insight. This is amazing stuff, man. It's
It
amazing
is.
stuff.
And as we go along, like starting next week, Nate will be sharing screen used actual memorabilia that you'll see in the movie. He'll share some of that with us at the end of each movie, which is just like adding a cherry on top of an amazing Sunday already. And so I can't wait, Nate, to see what you have in mind for Tuesday,
Hmm.
what you're going to share with us next week. I can't wait. I'm not going to know in advance. I'll be surprised like everybody else, and it's going to be awesome. And real quick before we wrap up, we do have one last super chat from my good friend Marcus over at I Shot Him Knight. Let me give you the honor. Can you say it? Give me Dr. Loomis, man. Come on. I need Loomis.
I shot him 6 times.
There we go. Knight has got it. He says, "Thank you, amazing gents, for an amazing stream. Watching the OG Scream. By the way, so glad to be back in the greatest cult in the world." Hey, absolutely, brother. Hashtag Stu lives. Hashtag Charlie lives. There you go, buddy. Keep the faith, man. Keep
That's
the
right.
faith. Never let go.
Marcus
Never-
is keeping Charlie alive.
He is keeping Charlie alive single-handedly, holding him up, helping
Yeah.
him move and go. And I'm okay. I'm okay with that, bro. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks for the
indeed.
super chat too, man. You're awesome, brother. It's great to see you. And thanks for watching it with us. All right, guys. Last thing I'm going to mention here before we say goodnight. Just a couple of streams coming up I want to share. This Saturday, which is, gosh, only a couple days away, I'll be having Ryan C. Showers from the Scream Podcast joining me at 8 p.m. on Saturday to discuss our theories on what comes next for Scream. And I would love to get, not for this stream, but maybe Nate, I would love to pick your brain on a live stream about Scream 7 sometime soon, if we can work the time out with you.
Absolutely.
That would be fun. Also, real quick, on the next day, the very next day, I have Shane Miador, who is the production designer on Founders Day. That was in theaters just a couple months ago. And also the production designer on Student Body, which was Leanne Kerr's film, who wrote and directed it. And I've had her on the channel member a year ago, probably now. And I didn't realize he was a production designer on her movie until just recently. So definitely check that out. And then finally, well, not finally, one more. On the 27th, which is next Tuesday night at 9 p.m., William Perry, longtime stunt actor with Wes Craven. He was on People Under the Stairs, Nightmare 3, Nightmare 4 and 5. He was on The Lost Boys as a stunt performer. He was also an actor in Predator 2. He was the thug of the subway gang leader. You remember that scene? That's William. Yep. He was the leader, and then he also did a lot of stunt work as well. He has been all over the place, as you can see. So he's coming back. And then, of course, we crescendo to next Wednesday, the 28th, Scream 2 with Nate Ragon again. God, I'm holding the knife in this one. Nate joining us again, and hopefully Knight as well, if he can make it, and Coriander, if they can make it, at 8 p.m. Same time next Wednesday. All right, guys, same time. These streams are all currently available on my channel. You can go to them now, hit notify me, and smash the thumbs up button if you wouldn't mind. I really appreciate it. It helps the stream reach more people when we go live. So I would appreciate that. All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you again, Nate and Knight. I appreciate you, and Coriander. I'll see you backstage if you'll just hang tight for a sec.
Yep.
And I'll meet you there. But for everyone in the chat, thank you for your super chats. Thank you to my moderators tonight. You did an amazing job. Don't forget to like and subscribe for Nate's channel, Ragon Productions, links in the chat. The Night Watch Zone, link in the chat. Also follow Nate on Instagram if you've not yet done so. All right, links are all there. So do that. And you're going to be plugged in to what's going on with Nate, because he's always posting amazing content. Don't want to miss it. All right. On that note, guys, have a wonderful night. I hope you enjoyed Scream with us. We'll see you next Wednesday for Scream 2. Good night, guys.
Good night.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, you have been watching Craven Something Scary. This is Lee Waddell, the original Ghostface, thanking you for stopping by and checking it out.